Hey guys, it's RJ. We're here with another review. It's going to be a double bottle review. We've got this Elijah Craig small batch that I need to open. I had a friend come over. He was moving from California to Florida. He stopped by the house. He actually said he did not like Elijah Craig small batch and had a bottle that was already opened, as I had this one was sealed. So he just gave me that bottle. I drank it. I loved it, but I didn't get any video or reviews on it. So I figured we'll finally do a fresh crack on our bottle. The price point on these two bottles are very similar. I want to say I paid around $30 for this. I'll put it in a text box on screen for you guys. Angel's Envy was around the same price point, I believe. As far as these bottles go, we got a 94 proof for 47% on this Elijah Craig small batch. These are everywhere. All day, every day. There's no reason why you can't find these here. The Rise you can find on a regular basis as well, although I haven't picked one up. Single barrels and private barrel selects, depending on where you're at, they're pretty high in my area. Like, I can find them at Total Wine and they sit on the shelf, but they sit on the shelf because they're listed at $93. So we have picked one up in the past, but we don't have that bottle to do content on. So maybe we'll have to pick another one up in the future, because we do like Elijah Craig small batch. You guys will be excited to hear the reason, or maybe you won't be. But I do have some interesting facts on how I drink this that you guys might disagree with. Unpopular opinions, some would say. And in our second bottle here, we have Angel's Envy. This one is going to be 43.3% alcohol. It's an 86.6 proofer. I will tell you guys before we even try this, I do not like this bottle. It is finished in port wine barrels. I don't know what it is about the finish being in port wine barrels, but I've never enjoyed wine, and I figured, the wine would give it sweetness. This is not for me. I don't like it. I know Angel's Envy makes higher end products. I have not even thought about spending the money on one of their bottles. I have tried some higher end ones at bars for pours. I've also tried some at my buddy's house, Tyler. I did a review on one of the bottles at his house, which was that Garrison Brothers. So I've had some more higher end products from these guys. It's just not for me. I don't know. But, sometimes things get better when you have a little bit of air and you let it sit out for a little bit. You get that neck pour out of the way. Sometimes you just judge something too quick. So we'll pour a little bit of this up. We'll see if we like this one. Tell me if you guys like Angel's Envy, which ones you've had, which ones you like, which ones you don't like. I think that they're pretty light. I mean, I know it's light because it's 86.6 proof. But the flavor is mainly from the finish, I would say, and it's just not as enjoyable for me. So we'll pour up this other Glen with this Elijah Craig small batch. Whew. All right, so first impressions on this Angel's Envy. It has just that smooth, sweet smell to it on the nose. Like I said, I can tell, even if you didn't tell me that this was finished, that it definitely was finished. I wouldn't necessarily say it was a wine barrel finish, but it's a sweet finish, like a fruit. On the palate, it tastes good at first, but as it sets on the palate, it has this bitter taste to it, almost like fruit that's been fermented too long. Yeah, I think it's light. I think it's weak. I think the wine finish definitely helps with the sweetness, but I don't think it's necessarily good enough to be something I would drink on a regular. I do see these everywhere, so if you guys haven't had Angel's Envy, please pick up a bottle and try it for yourself. Don't just go off my opinion, because my opinion varies and it definitely differs. But if you guys do have a similar palate to me, I do have a link in my YouTube channel to a Google Excel spreadsheet of the bottles that I currently own, the price points I purchased them at, and my rating. My rating is on a 1 to 10 scale. That 1 to 10 scale, I am very prideful in my 10s. Like, I do not give those out unless it's the best bottle that you've ever seen in the world. And when you start evaluating price into it, if that bottle happens to be $1,000 bottle, it's not getting a 10. I'm sorry. So my highest rating might be like an 8.5 or a 9 on a single bottle. My lowest rating, though, before still Austin cask strength, is about a 5.5. So if you want to know based off that list what you would try off of my recommendations, if I've rated it at a 7.5 to an 8.5 range, or maybe I've touched a bottle at 9. I don't know if I put a 9 yet on there, but that 7.5 to 8.5 range, those are my favorites. Those are the best. I take into consideration the price point, how hard it is to find the bottle, flavor profile, just all around, like how hard is it to get this bottle? Is it worth it? Can I drink this? And do I feel bad if I open up my only bottle and I do a bottle kill? If I drank this whole bottle, if I couldn't find another one of these and I really liked it, that would be very disappointing with me. So I would like to say that, like, even though Weller Antique 107 is rated highly on my list, I don't see that bottle very often, but I know that I can get it on the secondary market. I know the price point, and I think that bottle is worth $110. But something like these, not quite there, but it'll give you an idea on what I like. So let's shut up and drink. Yeah, port wine barrel finishes, very sweet, but there's not a lot going on. It's just sweet. It doesn't really taste like a bourbon. It just tastes like a light whiskey. Almost similar to like a Canadian whiskey. And I'm not expecting much from this Elijah Craig small batch either. This one's only 94 proof. We'll move over to this guy. We'll talk some crap on this one. I have a friend. He does not like this bottle. That's why I had a second one. I didn't have to pay for it. He just gave it to me. He said, I don't like this. It's yours. So I compensated him for it. I gave him a bottle of Buffalo Trace, something he did like for it. But this bottle, it's light. It's good. Drinking it neat. Not normally. If I drink Elijah Craig, I like actually drinking this over crushed ice, which melts extremely fast and dilutes the whiskey even further below 94 proof. But I find that when you dilute Elijah Craig small batch, it tastes exactly like sweet tea from Texas. If you guys have enjoyed tea or sweet tea, the herbal fruitiness, the sweetness from the sugars is just phenomenal when you ice this down and water it down. So dilute your whiskey as you wish. Adam can roast me in the comments for diluting my scotch with only a single drop like he recommends, and then other times I'll pour that scotch over ice and he just looks at me and he's like, oh, why are you doing that? Ice does change the profile. Water does change the profile. Some things are better warm, some things are better cold. This one I liked over crushed ice. I like it diluted. It tastes like tea. I like sweet tea. It's good. Let's try it neat. This smells like a proper bourbon. It is light. It doesn't have a finish to it. The flavor that I get off of it is going to be that charred oak. It's going to be some vanilla caramel. This is on the sweeter side, and I do like sweeter bourbons, hence why I'm a Buffalo Trace fanboy. It's just good. I don't know how else to put it. I could try to put notes to it, tasting notes. Well, good old knows what it smells. What it does smell, I'm sick, so it's harder to smell. This bottle, I want to say it's like $35. I'll put that on the screen. Angel's Envy, I'll put the price on the screen too on what I paid for them. I don't always remember the prices, but we'll make sure you guys see what the prices are. I'd pick this bottle over Angel's Envy all day, every day. And this one, I don't really drink this very often. I mean, I've had this sealed bottle sitting in my cabinet for quite some time. We're just doing some reviews today, so we're busting out some bottles we haven't had or we haven't had any content on. So this is phenomenal. Don't think that I don't like Angel's Envy. It's not that I don't like it, it's just not preferred. The wine barrel finish, something about port finishes is just not for me. Maybe you guys like it. I don't like wine. I shop at Total Wine. I'm a Grand Reserve member. The money I do spend on wine when I buy it they're for gifts. I got friends that like Chardonnays. My mom likes red wines. If they've got what they want, I'll pick it up. I don't mind spending the money. I get the points for it. Normally they have a special where I get 10x points. That gives me more entries into these bourbon raffles. We're in one this year, so hopefully, so the end of September, maybe beginning of next month, they'll announce winners. I'll have to drive up about a 30-minute drive to Las Colinas. I have a list of bourbons on that list that I'm hoping maybe we can hit one of those. It'd be cool if we could get our like number one pick, which is a Heaven Hill 20 year. But if we don't, like, I mean, they got stuff on there like E.H. Taylor Single Barrel, which I've never had. That'd be cool to have. Or a Blanton's Gold. I've never had Blanton's Gold. I'm just not willing to pay the price for it. So if you guys have ever had this Angel's Envy or Elijah Craig small batch, let me know in the comments. Like, subscribe, comment, and I'll see you guys next time with our next review.